8:38, we're back now with a cautionary tale involving an amazing medical technology. As we've shown you in the past, cochlear implants can restore hearing and change lives. But NBC's senior investigative correspondent Lisa Myers tells us how one company's defective implants led to pain and suffering for hundreds of families. Lisa, good morning to you.
Hey, Matt, good morning. It's hard to believe that any company would knowingly sell a defective medical device to be implanted in a child. But internal documents obtained by NBC News suggest just that. They revealed that the second largest cochlear implant maker in the world repeatedly withheld information from doctors, patients, and their families. Grace Bagajong is a remarkable little girl who suffers from an undiagnosed condition that has left her unable to walk, use her arms, or breathe on her own. Here she is with her brother throwing out the first pitch at a Cincinnati Reds game. What else do you like to do, Grace?
I like to go swimming in the summertime.
At age 3, Grace became completely deaf.
We then went to see the ENT doctor, and when they said, well, we can get her to hear if you want her to. And I was like, okay, let's do it tomorrow.
So in December 2005, Grace, then almost 4, received a cochlear implant called the Hi-Res 90K, made by Advanced Bionics. It works this way. An external device with a microphone picks up sound and digitally transmits it to an internal device surgically implanted in the skull. Electrodes inserted into the inner ear then send the information through the auditory nerve to the brain.
What did you study at school today?
But only 3 months after the Hi-Res 90K was implanted in Grace's skull, her parents received a startling letter. The device was being recalled because of the possibility of high levels of moisture inside a key component.
I was hot. I was livid. They had to have known there was issues going on at the time it was implanted in my kid's head.
Internal documents recently obtained by NBC revealed the company did know. Almost a year and a half before Grace's surgery, the FDA identified 237 devices with excessive moisture. An employee expressed concern that the company failed to tell the FDA it hadn't conducted a key test that mimics the human body. Later in 2004, the company recalled the device and thought it had fixed the moisture problem, but it got worse. The next year, a senior official wrote, product failures continued to occur at an alarming rate, and we're in significant danger of losing all our key accounts in New York City. Yet, Advanced Bionics kept on selling the device.
But the next year,
Meanwhile, Grace's hearing hadn't improved much, and doctors figured out her device too had failed because of excess moisture.
Time and time again, they had a chance to fix something wrong, even before it got to us, and then even after it got to us. And it seemed like they chose not to.
In 2006, after 4,000 Hi-Res 90K devices had been implanted, Advanced Bionics finally recalled and stopped selling the defective implant. The company admitted it failed to put into place an effective quality system. Yet when we recently visited the company under new ownership, Advanced Bionics denied any wrongdoing and said it tested the product according to industry standards. Officials say they didn't pull the device off the market until 2 years after the failures began because it took that long to figure out the cause of the moisture. But even if you don't know what is causing the problem, when you have evidence that these things are failing at an alarming rate, why don't you stop selling them?
We went through the process that we thought was appropriate to identify the cause of this issue, and we dealt with it as quickly as we possibly could in order to ensure the safety and well-being of our patients.
The company is offering to replace defective devices. It says it now has a better than 99% reliability rate.
And the quality of that and the importance of that is something that we really take to heart.
They knew, and they could have helped us prevent that with our kid.
Today, Grace has a new implant made by a different company, but her parents are still upset about lost years of development Grace will never get back. Is it that she's your little girl
Sure.
and this happened to her?
Sure. If someone takes something, can't get it back.
Now, the FDA accused the company of exposing patients to unnecessary health risks and surgeries. The company paid $1.1 million to settle the charges without admitting wrongdoing. Matt, one little girl suffered electrical shocks and convulsions from a defective implant. Her family sued, and a jury found the company acted with reckless disregard. After that, the company moved to settle Grace's case. And Matt, it's now estimated that 1,500 of these devices have failed.
Lisa Myers, Lisa, thank you very much. It's infuriating when you think of all that Grace has gone through and continues to go through.
And so many other
that would be allowed to happen, exactly. All right, we're back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.